Marko here with your February 2022 market update. And who would have thought, as it seemed like we were getting through COVID and it was starting to stabilize a bit in our day-to-day lives, we'd be witnessing a horrific war in the Ukraine with the Russian invasion. Seeing footage of dead bodies of children, civilians, soldiers, heartbreaking, disturbing. I've been to Russia before. I went to Russia in 2018 to cheer on my Croatian national soccer team, but I don't think I'll ever go back to Russia again after this aggression. And it really puts, our housing crisis in Victoria in perspective. It pales into comparison as to what's going on in the Ukraine. Calling our housing crisis a crisis seems a little crazy when you actually see a real crisis unfold in Europe like we're witnessing right now. But we'll leave this topic for another day, and we'll go over to market numbers. So we had 718 sales in Victoria in February. That was down from last year, 17%. Last year we had 863 sales. Keep in mind, even though it was down 17% from last year, still way above a 10-year average. Let me give you an example. 2019, we had 421 sales in February. And also keep in mind that 718 sales is being heavily restricted by the lack of inventory, which brings me to the lack of inventory. We ended the month with 849 active listings. That is a record all-time low for the month of February since we started keeping inventory statistics in '96. That is down from last year. Last year we had 1,318 active listings, and even that was low. We're up a bit from January. In January we had 744, so we went from 744 to 849. This always happens heading into the spring. It doesn't matter what type of market you're in, inventory always builds heading into the spring. Years like 2012, 2013, we had around 4,000 active listings. So as you can imagine, 849 is very low. Now I'm going to go to new listings. So this is how many properties were listed in the month of February. This is kind of the only bright spot. There were 932, which was down from last year. Last year we had 1,015, but it wasn't too bad. Like 2018, 2019, we had 837, 757. So 932 new listings is actually not too bad. It's a bit of a bright spot. The problem is demand is so high. The majority of the active or new listings that get added are picked off by the demand and the sales, which is keeping active inventory very suppressed and at record lows. Now let's go to the prices. So single family home average went up a bit. No, actually the average stayed exactly the same. I've actually never seen this before. The average last month was 1,410,000 and this month was 1,410,000, so it did not budge at all. But the median did budge. The median went from 1,252,000 to 1,280,000, and the condo median also went from 603,000 to 621,000. So there's still upward pressure on prices, and with these metrics, sales this high, demand this high, and inventory supply this slow, you're going to have continued upward pressure on prices. I'm not seeing anything new on the ground. Most attractive properties are still going in multiple offers, lots of unconditional offers. However, I am starting to hear more chatter both from buyers and sellers about interest rates going up. Tomorrow morning, my bet is that the Bank of Canada is going to increase interest rates 1/4 point symbolically. People talking about this war a bit. It's making them nervous because the aggressor is nuclear capable. We're not dealing here. I grew up in Croatia, and there was a big civil war there, but you weren't dealing with nuclear powers when NATO intervened in Kosovo, right? Here, NATO intervenes. Who knows what the hell Putin does? Makes people nervous. Cooling off period, there's also more discussion about that. People are talking about that. So we actually, heading into the spring, we have a lot of things going on. And I think for March, even if the Bank of Canada does increase interest rates tomorrow, I don't think much is going to change. But April and May are going to be really telling months of what's to come going forward. That's it for this week. Marko, Juras.